They mocked the black cleaning lady until she fired the CEO in front of everyone. "You're fired." The words sliced through the boardroom like a guillotine. Silence. Every executive at the long mahogany table froze, their smirks still half-formed. The woman who had just spoken stood in the doorway, mop in hand, her uniform wrinkled but her posture unshaken. No one had even noticed her enter until now. But how did she, the ignored, the invisible, the woman they whispered about when they thought she couldn't hear, end up holding the fate of the most powerful man in the company? And why was there a glint of satisfaction in her eyes as the CEO's face drained of color? For years, Evelyn Carter had moved through Sterling and Graves like a ghost. The executives barely glanced at her as she emptied their trash, wiped their spills, and endured their condescending jokes. "Careful. Don't let the help touch the files. Maybe if you clean hard enough, you'll get a real job one day." She never reacted. Just kept working. Kept watching. Because Evelyn had a secret. She wasn't just the cleaning lady. She was the majority shareholder. It started with an email late one night as she polished the boardroom table. Evelyn's phone buzzed. An anonymous tip. Fraud. Embezzlement. Insider trading. All traced back to the CEO, Richard Sterling. She could have gone to the press. Called the police. But Evelyn had a better idea. She waited. For weeks she gathered evidence. Documents left on desks, hushed phone calls in empty hallways, even a damning USB drive accidentally dropped by a nervous junior exec. Then came the day Richard announced massive layoffs. Hundreds of employees. All while pocketing millions in bonuses. As the board applauded, Evelyn's grip tightened on her mop. Time to clean house. The annual shareholder meeting. Richard was mid-speech, boasting about cutting dead weight when Evelyn walked in. Not in her uniform, but in a sharp black suit. Murmurs erupted. Who let her in? Someone call security. Then she dropped the folder on the table. Before you vote on layoffs, she said calmly, you might want to see where the real dead weight is. Richard laughed. This is absurd. You expect anyone to believe a janitor? The board shifted uncomfortably. Some smirked. For a heartbeat, Evelyn wondered if she'd miscalculated. Then the youngest director, a woman who had once slipped her an extra tip, spoke up. I believe her. She opened the folder. The evidence was undeniable. Richard's face twisted. You can't do this. Evelyn smiled. Actually, as the owner of 52% of this company's shares, inherited from the real founder, my grandfather, I can. She turned to the board. Motion to remove Richard Sterling as CEO. All in favor? Hands rose one by one as security escorted Richard out. The room was eerily quiet. Evelyn picked up her mop, just for effect, and headed for the door. Then paused. Oh, and the layoffs? Cancelled. Effective immediately. The whispers followed her out. But this time they weren't mocking. They were afraid. And for the first time in years, Evelyn allowed herself a small, satisfied smile. The cleaning lady was done cleaning up their messes. Now she ran the place. If this story touched you, hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.